All right. Wrapping up from last time, you guys managed to stop the run-in assault on the training grounds, and were able to fully disable a Thunderbolt 5S, which you guys will probably receive. If the planetary governor has anything to say about it, because the planetary governor was very happy you saved his and his daughter's life. I already awarded you experience for that. So this round, as I told you guys, is going to be a strategy round now that you have shown the planetary militia commander, who is now up again.
I don't know. We could always have Dusaro try to be persuasive for the king crab instead.
But no, we didn't get the king crab. We have the Orion.
No, what was? Oh, the Ryan.
Orion and the
Listen,
other guy.
just go flirt with the governor's daughter. Maybe you'll be able to persuade her to persuade him.
She's a child.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I will not flirt with.
I thought you said she was a teenager or something. Never mind.
Well, I mean, even then, most of teenager, that would not be okay.
I know. Just,
I mean,
are you genuinely telling me that arranged Japanese feudal marriages are not a thing?
I don't know.
About to say it's combine, so let's get the dice out.
Yeah. Dusaro,
I believe
knowing you, it will be a happy marriage. I don't know, probably in the next 5 years.
Listen, I can go join the clan.
He doesn't want you to marry his daughter.
Thank God. All right.
What about me?
Okay, moving on. So you guys are now. Chu-sa Hitiro Ven is taken over as commander due to Tai-sa Vegrus being severely injured in the attack. And you guys are now actually inside of your HQ, mobile HQ, which was parked outside of the training grounds, which you will see on the coming map where you guys were.
Okay.
You're talking out. You are have recently left and unmounted your battlemechs and taking them to the hangar to get repaired, as some of them desperately need repaired. Except for maybe Seth. What are you doing with yours?
Well, I think other than the Thunderbolt, like it's pretty much all armor damage, isn't it?
Yeah, I took 1 point of internal structure damage, but it wasn't even critical.
Yeah, I never went internal.
Yeah, but that's still internal damage that like the guys have to look at you and say, yeah, this is melted. Now we got to take a week.
Yeah, and as soon as it goes internal, it takes a hell of a longer to repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Dusaro, though, is the only one with internal damage.
Yeah.
And then, trying to fix the Thunderbolt. I'm not sure if we're in a hurry to fix the Whitworth. How long do we have?
About 2 weeks.
How long is it going to take to fix the Thunderbolt?
Like a week and a half. They are putting a rush job on it. Clans, they know the clans are coming. The Clan Smoke Jaguar are coming, and as you guys are in the entering into the mobile HQ, your mobile HQ, there is a video of the Clan Smoke Jaguar calling out a patrol on the channel. This appears to be somebody of at least Star Colonel rank, so pretty up there in ranks. Didn't really catch his name on it though. So you gather around the hollow table, as you see in front of you, which is currently in a standby mode, I guess. The comms officers are busy working at the terminals around the outside of the vehicle while you guys are all standing at the center of it. Damn it, I keep forgetting his name. Chu-sa Hitiro Ven opens up the floor to mostly Chu-sa Tanaka to say what can we expect tactics wise from these guys. They are bidding what they are calling another page. So many pages open. Where is it? I've lost it. Shit. Aha, here we go. They're bidding a what they call a supernova battle.
Oh boy, that's gonna be an interesting one to try and explain, especially since we don't actually fucking know what a supernova is. Already we have slightly more information than we had on Turtle Bay. Our first encounter with the invaders was during routine pirate sweep. By that point, they had already landed and had mechs on the field. In terms of any information from command, I wasn't privy to any information they might have got before they landed on the planet. This bidding process, unfortunately, is brand new to me.
Roll a. I was gonna say roll a perception, and you can see how much you've actually caught from both what was reviewed from Turtle Bay.
Okay, wait a second while I just work out what my perception is, because I have to get that sheet up, because I'm dumb.
This will be the higher difficulty rolls, and I'll just use some rolls down here.
So D12s.
Yeah, 2d6 is d12.
Okay, and I've got, what was it, perception, did you say? Plus
Yeah,
one
so
perception.
this is going to be the harder perception check. Instead of it being a simple basic, it is an advanced basic.
Okay, so right.
Or simple advanced.
And so what, we're using
Simple
D12s now?
2d6 is a d12.
I mean, it has a 1, which 2d6 does not.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Okay. Roll.
It's also a flat roll instead of a bell curve, but should have picked the fucking T12.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't have.
Maybe I was fucked. I was fucked either way. Excellent. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's only a 5, and I think I need an 8.
Okay, so Chu-sa Ven doesn't sound too pleased with this. Even after your amazing display and bringing a clan mech along, he kind of decides that you're more lucky than talented.
I mean, it's his call to make.
It's not untrue.
It's not.
Yeah, we are pretty lucky.
Yeah, we are pretty talented.
But yes.
Let's see here.
The only thing I can think of is that a supernova is going to be a much larger group than their regular lances. Rather than a lance, they have a star, which is 5 units. Assuming that they probably go up in scale, my assumption would be that we'd possibly be looking at a battalion level.
Okay. On a side note, the planetary governor is viewing this meeting from the hospital through a secure channel and believes that luck has just as much play as skill. So, not too much of a downturn from that role.
Okay.
I mean, I can pretty much just only interject of just saying that, as far as we know, they're intensely prideful. They like their one-on-ones. And it seems that if, for example, anyone were to interfere with that, that's only the time when they'll choose an additional target, if not having more people coming in to involve themselves when breaking the rules that they go by. Did we ever discuss out of character? Did we ever discuss in terms of like what they're capable, like what we know about their mechs in general, like, abnormally long range weapons and heat sinks?
Yeah, so I'd done an actual technical write-up earlier that I've obviously would have passed on to them.
Oh, okay. Just
longer range, higher heat, more damage. Their mechs tend to be fast. They're either going to outrun you or out-armor you.
The one thing we definitely know is they're very responsive to any challenges, so it is possible that we can lure them into an area of our chosen ground.
Okay,
that's exactly right.
And so I can never remember his fucking name. Chu-sa Ven says, "Well, we have 2 battalions on planet, both split on either continent of Niedersachsen and Sylvania, major continents here. So you have one battalion on each. Is it likely that the Smoke Jaguar forces are going to split up their supernova?" That's that kind of questioningly. Or are they going to put it all in one area?
If I may, sir.
Oh, you got it.
Commander. I believe that if we split our forces, they will split theirs to match. And if we concentrate them, I think they'll concentrate to match. I think they'll seek out our military before they worry about anything else.
All right, he's asking for proof. What proof do you have?
In every battle we've fought, they have attacked solely military targets, except when we shamed them by reclaiming Chu-sa Hitiro.
What happened when you reclaimed Chu-sa Hitiro?
They wiped out Edo City.
This is the first that we are hearing of this. How did they do this?
At this point, Josephus is going to turn and kind of glance at his commander. I was giving some tactical advice. This is getting over my head.
Well,
I interject and say, when we were trying to run away with Hitiro, sorry, give me a second. I'm just a little trippy on the tongue today.
Yeah.
Hitiro, they were orbitally bombarding us.
Orbital bombardment? That hasn't been heard of in over 200 years.
I believe that we have some footage that will show you the craters that were happening in front of us, but they possibly have ships. We weren't able to see them properly when exiting orbit, but there's no doubting that they were bombarding us with naval-capable ships. Naval cannon ships and so on. Yeah. It's just depends on if they're willing to do the same here. We don't know. The problem is
the lack of information is basically whether that's a one-off or whether that is their actual tactics. Unfortunately, we have a sample size of 1.
100% sample, got it.
Sorry, was that in character or actually?
No, that's in character. She's just interjecting and just going, yeah, we have a sample size of 1. I don't really know what further you're expecting. We have tried to reach out further to higher command and get further information from other worlds on the frontier. However, my compatriots will tell you how much information we were able to glean from our time at the Comstar outpost. The answer is not a lot.
Well, Commander, if I may, there's a lot of systems that appear to have gone functionally dark. They're sending routine transmissions and basically nothing else. There's a pattern to it.
So,
is there a way of pulling up a galaxy map and basically saying, do you remember the systems and what sort of pattern are we looking at?
I mean, I think I would have the data with me. I mean, we went to Comstar and pulled the data.
I will get you one here.
We paid for it.
Oop, it's in Discord. I would suggest opening it in browser.
And we are.
So we're in third wave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we are in the third wave. Damn.
This is third wave. They move really fast. So yes, you started at Turtle Bay, hopped to Brochi's Cluster, and then went to Hanover by way of Cadell.
So anything beyond that line. So Cadeau.
Roll a what was it? Computer communications.
Yeah, I'm 2 in communications or computers.
Yeah,
Communications is a
computers
lower
advanced.
target.
Computers advanced tier, and communications. I want you to hit both.
Okay. Well, they're both +2.
I
So
don't think I have comms, but
that's a 10 on the dice. So yeah, I hit it.
Okay. Hit another one.
You want me to do 2 rolls?
Yeah, do a second roll. So that was what?
But the 10 on the
That
dice
would
are
have
plus
that would have
12
been
being
the
a 12.
that would have been the computers, the communications. That's a 6. I needed a 7. Is our edge back yet?
if it's if we don't have one but the other, does it still confer like a -4 or something?
Since these are separate roles, it's kind of like a collection of information. So, computers wise, he gleaned that there were no messages coming in from everything north of you, like Gerstedt, Nikefarm, Brochi's Cluster, Cadeau, Kabad, Genet. Everything north of you guys just wasn't no messages really come in. And while you were at the Comstar station, if I remember correctly, you noticed that there were like some fake messages, but you
Yeah.
could definitely tell that they were fake.
Yeah, basically, the way that I remember, it's like basically AI generated everything's good news articles from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's suspicious.
Yes.
Well, then also they were just very, well, as usual, over the shoulder.
Yeah,
And
Comstar was being so. Yeah, you relay that Comstar was not being helpful, and where's the fuck is my hand?
Comstar is always cagey.
Ooh, yeah, Chu-sa Ven has not had any issues with Comstar whatsoever.
That he knows of.
Doesn't believe Comstar is doing anything shady at all.
That's his problem.
But he says, okay, so you believe that the enemy size to be about a battalion in strength. So seeing our 2 battalions here on planet, I believe we have a shot at actually defending from these invaders. How confident are you that we won't just call in reinforcements?
If I may, it's my speculation, just based on their pride, that reinforcements would be seen as a sign of weakness. We've never really seen them call in reinforcements. We have seen on one occasion when an additional 2 mechs arrived as we were finishing off what they call a star. But I don't think we've ever seen them truly be reinforced.
In all engagements that we had with them in which we had communications, once a term of a agreement or a challenge was issued, that challenge was stuck to the letter. There were many a call about personal honor and also potentially some sort of curse being thrown around for disrespectful behavior. She just kind of side-eyes. Side-eyes some of her mech warriors and can't help but, like, tweak the corner of her mouth up.
Stop shooting me in the ass, you assholes!
Ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about.
Chu-sa Ven thinks back on his career and all the learning that he's done, and seems to have an understanding that their military definitely seems to be based on their word. So, or their tactics seem to be based on their words. If they say they're not going to do something, they won't do it. Being a DCMS, not a DCMS, but a militia, planetary militia soldier, and raised in the Draconis Combine itself, he can understand that honor is a very valuable thing, or he believes that honor is a very valuable thing.
I can tell you about a situation when we first went up against a star when we thought we might be able to take advantage of their dueling system. One of their heavier mechs honored the word to the letter till I can't recall precisely, but I think it was when she lost her cool, but decided to shut off
If I may.
all of her all of her
Finish.
shut off X amount of her weapons because she was dealing with a lighter opponent. And she stuck to that until she was agitated to a point because of interference within her duel. You can ask. Sorry, what was your character's name again? Sorry.
Kale.
Kale? Yeah, you can ask Kale here that when he was dueling her, she stuck to her word. Shut off X amount of weapons to be fair.
Indeed, I engaged what is a roughly. We don't have like exact tonnage for like the vulture, right?
I think we
your
would
battle
because I have an
computers-
active probe.
I think our
Okay,
battle computers actually did pick up the tonnage of each of the mechs that we fought. At the
Vulture's
very
what?
least, they gave us
60 tons.
60
Yeah, they
tons.
gave us the
Tons?
weight class at the very
Okay.
least.
Okay.
You are still under, or at least Seth is still under agreement with the Yakuza. That is.
I'm not sharing my battle computer data. I'm stating that the mech was 60 tons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, because
Yeah.
it was a roughly heavier mech around the 60-ton area, 60 to 65 ton. We don't know precisely.
So it seemed like in universe terms, it seemed like a lighter range of heavy mech.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
You could word
Something
it that. You could word it that way.
Yeah.
Something
I-
along
Yeah.
the tonnage lines of a dragon or a quick draw.
As far as speed, I would compare it to a dragon. However, for loadout, combine the speed of the dragon with a pair of LRM 20s, large pulse lasers, and medium pulse lasers.
If anything, a
Oh.
Mauler on steroids, and yet
What she agreed to not use was the long range missiles.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, you guys have only faced 2 clan assault mechs.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and one of them got AC-20 to the
What?
ammo.
One of them, one of them exploded immediately.
Hold up.
So
1 second, I need to roll something.
No, that mech fell into the water.
Okay.
Oh, it fell in the water.
4. All right.
It fell into the water.
yeah,
Roger
then
did
exploded.
Crit, yes.
You see a bit of a like vaguely haunted look on Kale's face as he remembers riding, what was it, a medium or large pulse laser out of his cockpit.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you really did ride that laser right out of the cockpit. It
Oh,
was,
you also
Yeah.
rode one. I think was it a PPC or a laser that you took to the back during our escape?
Gauss rifle.
Gauss
Also
rifle.
off.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right.
Had a
so-
few close calls.
That poor fucking Whitworth.
So we have our information on what the enemy's units are like. Let's go over tactics. Comms personnel, please bring up the map. I spent a lot of time on this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still hanging. Hold on.
that's loading. That looks really
Bit by
cool
bit.
how it loads in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was about to say those are some giant houses, but no.
And they small again.
I forget. Nova was about
Oh.
2 to 3 stars or something.
Chu-sa Ven looks a little puzzled. Let's see if they figured out what they did.
No, I was asking out of character.
I'm sorry, what were you asking?
So
No, it's
supernova. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think a supernova is a binary or trinary, but of mixed stars. So it's both mechs and elementals,
And tanks.
and tanks. Okay.
And aerospace. It's a battle group.
Right. Okay.
So it is everything.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember this to look at where to look up for proper breakdown. Because Sarna's kind of
So-
garbage for that.
So this Star Colonel, who surprisingly doesn't have a name in lore, the Star Colonel saying, "I'm going to bring a mixed battalion against you."
Oh yeah, I kind of just get the commander's attention. We also forgot to mention they have what is essentially powered armored suits for infantry. It pretty much they're capable of using smaller mech scale weapons, about a small laser and two SRMs on their back, coming in groups of fives, but they also have a nasty looking claw on them that they usually hop on to ride their the other mechs, but looks capable of ripping armor as well.
I should be clear, they have jump jets.
That too, they got jump jets as well. They're
Okay, but Chu-sa Ven gives a puzzling look over to the comms officer and goes,
sorry.
What is this map? Why is it flat?" And the comms officer goes, "Oh, sorry, sir. God, it's just like Turtle Bay all over again."
You built two different maps, one with and one without elevation. Oh my god! Wow, you really did put a lot of effort into
I guess
this.
he'll do the other dialogue regarding the elemental thing, or
Oh my god, this one's also
Give
got
it a
forest.
I had to. Sorry.
Chu-sa Ven says, "I'm sorry. I was dumbfounded by the idiocy of your comms officer." It's the same one who did an open broadcast.
yeah, this
Go
would be
see
the
if it
first
shoots him a
time.
glare.
Okay,
This
Back
comms
into
officer.
the cube.
and then this new map comes up again, and you can see the down towards the southeast side of the map, or the bottom right corner, we have the starport that you guys dropped into. West of that is the city where you had your R&R and the HPG. Center. All of the houses on the map denote little villages, farming communities mostly.
Okay.
The mech hangars are for the battalions on this continent, and the other buildings are other military assets, usually to help assist the battalion of mechs in this area. The area up by the mobile HQ over here is the training grounds that you guys were in.
Okay. So we started here,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and we worked our way to here. Where are we now?
Well, we went to here. So, no.
Oh yeah, here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
And then the training ground
Yeah.
is
yeah,
over here
yeah.
where we are now.
yeah, you're up here, up over here.
Okay, we're still over here. Okay.
By flag 5.
I'm
Okay.
getting like Final Fantasy VII vibes, who are just going like in and out with certain things.
I want you to know, by the way, Colddawg, this is a very beautiful map.
Oh, thank
It
you.
is.
Yeah, it's a very pretty map.
It fucking sucked making because you can only lock the tiles so many at a time, and
Oh,
they were all small sized, so they don't fucking fly everywhere, and they didn't exactly line up at the end. But anyway,
Ugh.
welcome to the World's Spine Mountains. You guys are nestled in some of the foothills of the World's Spine Mountains. The road that is represented on the map is your major military highway. That does not mean that that is the only road on this planet. It is just the road, their major route to access the different locations. The water that you see is rivers and river sources or water sources. Going down to the south, where you can start to actually see some of the beach.
Okay, so that's the sea.
That's the sea.
got it.
Is this northern region up here leading up to like the polar region, or
More mountains as you go from the southern
Okay.
end to the northern end of the map. It does appear to get a little bit colder.
okay?
How far of an area does this represent on the continent?
Yes.
Pretty
Okay.
big.
Yes. So this is the most of the continent we're on then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Just making sure.
Hmm.
So I think part of the key here,
All right.
we need to take away their
Yeah.
range advantage. So we
I'm
need to lure them into these hills.
Chu-sa Ven says, after he's satisfied seeing the map, that so it is a safe bet that they will not attack our civilian communities, especially here along the river with some of their infrastructure, the hydropower plants.
And
And,
as long it seems like they want to
city
preserve.
centers.
I mean, as far as we know, they might want to just preserve as much of the infrastructure as possible.
Anything
So,
directly feeding into military infrastructure might well be considered a target, but aside from that, yeah, they should probably leave all civilian assets alone. Although they may question locals, it's not like they haven't engaged in not necessarily attacking communities, but questioning them.
So if it is not a military target, they basically ignore it.
unless there's some sort of retaliation based on their honor system.
Can I roll I want to roll perception on something, but I want to ask you, Colddawg, if you think it's reasonable first. Also, we need yep, there we go. I want to roll perception because my character is trying to think on how they handled the civilians. So basically, Kale is wondering. He's trying to get their view on civilians. Do they think they're below them? Do they care? You know.
I think it's going to be a little bit more than a simple. What is it? Perception is simple, basic, isn't it?
Yeah. Because his thought is
because you're trying to think, you're trying to remember while you were in combat or from reports while you were trying to avoid them, and it's probably going to be a bit more of a challenge.
This is more of his gut feeling, Kale's gut feeling, which will granted be very skewed because he's thinking about the fact that they just bombarded a, city with untold amounts of civilians in it. So.
And what's your perception score?
3.
So that's a +1.
No, that's a +3.
Yeah, +3.
Skill scores are just straight pluses.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess this would be more of a personal thing because it's because his reasoning for what he's about.
More of an investigation.
Okay. Well, no, I was just going to say, this is just, Kale is personally thinking, listen, I don't think they really consider civilians much, because if they, gave them much thought, would they orbitally bombard them, basically?
I'm gonna call it a protocol, but it's got to be a clan protocol. So if you don't have clan protocol, roll it as you would in that you have no clan protocol, but with your
-4
will and charisma, looking for a 9.
No. Well, no. Well, actually, with will and charisma, no, that'd still be an.
Well, he said
8. Yeah, that still wouldn't pass.
You said something about an investigation, or did you just decide to change that?
I decided to change that. I think protocol, clan protocol would be better.
Because all I got was a 10, but it's minus.
So 1 degree of failure. You got what?
I got 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I guess I should roll. And no, it's only 7.
Well, so hold on here because Sven speaks up and says, like, I believe that blah 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 blah, and he's mostly correct, but then Chu-sa Tanaka corrects him. But go ahead, Chu-sa Tanaka.
What am I correcting him with?
Just what was your take on how they treated civilians?
I don't like.
Okay.
Okay. My character knows. I do not.
Okay, your character knows that. They seem to treat civilians as if they were just there. That they let them go back. They let them go to their job. They didn't interfere with their daily life as long as they weren't messed with. From what you could tell, we remember in Edo City, everybody was at
Yeah, we
work like
still.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
everyone was still at work as usual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the even when they attacked your base, they didn't pay any real attention to the technicians and the medical staff, except for the Mad Dog pilot.
Well, yeah.
I was about to
They
say.
were just going after the military targets on the base.
Yeah, military targets and infrastructure. Okay, so yeah. She'll just chip in with From what we observed, they seem to let civilians be, unless they are actively involved in messing with their objectives. If they are actively helping enemy combatants or anything like that, or they're suspected of doing so, otherwise they're just treated as normal and let to get on to work. In our engagement with them in Edo City before the bombardment happened, people were still at work. The city seemed to be functioning as usual. Admittedly, possibly with some sort of military curfew in place, but otherwise functioning as normally.
Chu-sa Ven has no argument against this, so he believes that they will more than likely keep to their word to honorable combat and not go after civilian targets.
Yeah, but Colddawg also in regards to the elementals, though.
What about
Since I'm not sure if maybe you caught it before because I was doing in character of describing that they have power armored infantry.
it? Okay. Yeah, he.
Oh God.
Power. So he believes that it's something akin to an exosuit.
To a
An old Star League exosuit. He doesn't have much intel on or info on exosuits.
yeah,
But
because
so he
let's
just believed that it was a like a mobility frame, something that enhanced the average soldier's mobility and maybe firepower, allowing them to carry some heavier anti-infantry weapons, not mech-sized weapons.
no, like okay, me and Seth will pretty much like describe it both during our first encounter with the
Well,
first
he
clan.
says when you bring it up, he says, yes, I understand, but that's what he believes."
And I did tell him they have jump jets.
Yeah,
And mech scale
jump packs.
weaponry.
But okay, so
Mm.
No,
looking
he
at the map.
absolutely missed all of that information.
It's like, ooh,
Okay.
coffee. No, sorry, not coffee, tea.
He was staring at the 2D map.
And so looking at the 3D map,
Okay,
Because-
who's the second? So I can just like pull him aside and just warn him, like, dude, we got like turbo infantry that are coming at us.
I mean, we haven't really seen them do anything yet, honestly.
Well, kind of. Just we haven't had them crawling on us yet.
You've seen one or two get crushed.
That's about it.
I mean,
we've seen them fire some SRMs.
Well, yeah, but that's an SRM. Like, they're clearly one shot. It's fine. They're not scary. I don't know what the fuss is
Mission
about.
running from Edo City. Yes, you did not see their full capability yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't see them
that's what I mean.
yet. Yeah. So you don't know that they have. You don't know that they have mag clamps, battle claws. You just see them as having like man portable small lasers and an SRM pack. That's about it. So you guys don't even have all the information on it. They've from what you've experienced, they
Now I do want to say we did see them hanging off of other mechs, so we know they have that capability.
one other mech. Oh no, two other mechs. But those mechs seem to have handholds.
All right. So I may have invested 50 experience to get strategy up to level 2.
Okay. What is your strategy?
You mean tactics?
All right. No, strategy.
Oh, okay. I've got tactics.
Yeah,
I have tactics
strategy
too,
is
but it seemed advisable to get strategy.
Strategy is a skill of intelligence and wisdom.
Yes.
What does it do exactly?
It's just strategic planning. Tactics is tactical planning. Strategic is strategic planning. That's all it is.
Let's see here. The book says with a tactics skill, deals with the execution and direction of combat actions in the immediate area. The strategy skill tracks the grander scale of planetary and interstellar warfare, concerned with the movement and direction of large forces, the neutralization or capture of major objectives, and the maintenance of supply chains. Strategic planning aims to win wars, where tactical planning focuses on the battles that make them up. Characters may make strategy skill checks to help identify the overall goals for a major campaign and to perceive clues about any flaws in the enemy's campaign strategy. Modifiers may apply based on lack of reliable intelligence or communications, leading to flawed analyses. A successful roll can enable a character to know where a critical flaw exists in a current campaign plan, or even sniff out where an enemy army might be planning its next major offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Game Master should never allow a simple roll using the skill to provide all the answers for a campaign planner. Okay. Alright, so you can, if you're bringing that into effect, you can, this strategic map is a great place to use it. Like, you can be like, hey, they're probably not going to attack the area of flag 6, but they might attack the area of flag 4 over here. Because it is a choke point and a way through the eastern mountains, going along the way to stuff like that. And then you make rolls and be like, as long as you pass.
Yeah.
And your degrees of success, like if you get like a masterful degree of success, I'll just say, hey, it went the way the Lord did.
Yeah, like from an outer character perspective, you'd assume, they're probably going to want the, drop ship landing pads, a spaceport, and then probably the next nearest either city or military base. But with the actually, one moment, pause real quick. Have we heard the message that these guys got? Is that recorded? Is that something we can listen to?
Yes.
Okay.
It's recorded.
I would request. Sorry.
Since it was sent immediately after they jumped in, you hear this star colonel. I have clan Smoke Jaguar. Attention, planet Hanover. I come at you with a supernova battle, or how would you say this? I bid a supernova battle, which was the which unit was it exactly? I bid my third supernova battle of the 5th Jaguar regulars against all your planetary, or against your forces that you wish to bid against me, for control of the planet of Hanover. Respond to my patrol in due haste with what forces you bid against mine.
If I may, It sounds a whole lot like we can determine what forces he's going to focus on.
And where? Perhaps. Hmm.
Man, he's rolling very mid to low. He leaves. Hold on, where is it? He believes leaving the battalions, one battalion each to guard each continent, is a valid strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask him what our
But-
assets are as far as artillery goes?
He doesn't really have any artillery available. First off, due to the extremely mountainous terrain of the area, and secondly, because wherever artillery can be used is usually a civilian target.
Yeah.
He has 2 battlemech battalions. That's it.
Well, so we did see some tanks in the beginning. Does he just have like a
Yeah.
handful?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
more they're
No
more
aerospace assets.
they're more for show than operations.
No aerospace. Oh no, pain.
Oh, hell no aerospace.
It's like, well, there goes my bombing run.
Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna have to
So,
fight him
hold
on the
on.
ground. All right.
But Josephus has a suggestion.
Vibromines?
Well, so the thing is, they're asking what we did against it. If we just tell them, we respond to that message, tell them 1 battalion, and maybe our lance, they might just come after us.
They might.
He thinks that is a fool's gambit. He knows that you have faced them before, but is rethinking the strategy to combine both battalions to this continent in
Mhm.
order to
That would be fair.
limit casualties to the other continent and infrastructure damage to the other continent.
Mhm.
Can I go based on like an analysis, kind of not analysis, but not sure if investigation or tactics based thing based on our first major fight with them? What do you think I should roll? Just to like kind of like put emphasis on the convincing particular things about it.
Probably first an investigation to make sure that you understood what you were seeing, and then a negotiation.
Oh God,
Damn, 12. Hell yeah.
that would be what my investigation I think is 2 or 3. So yeah, just above that.
Oh yeah, you understood exactly what you were looking at, and then
And what was the second part?
negotiation. Since you don't have strategy, correct?
Yeah, no, I do have 2 in strategy.
Oh, you have a 2 in strategy.
Strategy?
Okay.
Yeah,
Strategy or
Right.
tactics?
Pretty
Just
sure that's
strategy.
tactics. Really?
yeah, just general strategy. Tactics I have is slash land.
All right, you have a 2 and you rolled an 8, so that is a degree of success.
I didn't realize you had strategy. Okay.
Yeah, it comes with the background for the military training.
Okay.
Okay, so what strategy are you proposing?
Well, okay, how to put it? They're more than willing to just meet us at our word or whatever at a location, no deviation, no nothing. You said you wanted to bring everyone to this continent, yes?
Yes.
What would you say would be the tightest, the most? Sorry, give me a second. I'm just like toasty from like this today's.
It's hot.
Yeah, especially in my mail truck. What would you say would be the most inconvenient place for them to possibly come through around here that you've experienced with this that's away from civilian or possibly areas near civilian that we can evacuate?
That absolutely would be the mountains, the World Spine Mountains.
Yeah, it looks
Where
like
we are in right now.
Mhm.
yeah, this whole area over here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
since you said artillery is out of the option and we don't have anything in particular that we can saturate an area with, our best bet is just
Mhm.
is pretty much just to keep keep them concentrated in one area and just surround and focus them with as much firepower as possible. Because everything about them is absurd.
That's the thing. If we can keep them close, we can negate their range advantage.
Yeah, because
he counters with a 9 on strategy, saying actually a pretty good strategy because it's intelligence in the wall as well.
because
He counters and says we have ammo deposits. We have ammo storage and supplies stored all around these mountains. What if we would just attrition them and run them out of munitions? If they're only bringing what you believe to be a battalion, we have 2 battalions, 2 battlemech battalions, and we know this territory.
true, but I do believe that we, as much as we want to have a 2 to even 3 to 1 odds with them, we want to not be on open plains. I've seen lasers that they fired, even Gauss rifles, for about like 50%, even 50% more range than normal. We want to negate everything so we can be as close as possible to them with as much heavy firepower as possible. So unless you also want to turn one of those lure them to one of those ammo dumps to blow them all up, I don't know then. But otherwise, we need to keep them as close as possible, or else in the open plains they'll rip us to shreds.
Could we pull the ammo back towards us?
Roll leadership. I'm gonna have you out leader this guy.
I only got a 1. Yeah, didn't mind if I edge that.
You guys don't have any edge. You didn't get any good rest.
Plus,
Oh.
Okay.
Between
Did I have
between
it?
trying-
Did I use? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
between trying to get your mechs operational again, hoping you can get a thunderbolt, and receiving praise calls from the governor every 45 minutes, you guys did not get much rest.
I don't think I used my edge points yet.
Actually, now that I recall, I did use mine.
Yeah, you guys used your edge points pretty hard. I think Dusaro had one left.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not.
I only have one.
I'm trying to
Or do I
explain
have
it
to?
and role play as best as possible. Outside, I was just saying,
No, I have to.
keep them as close as possible. I mean, yes, their firepower is insane, regardless, but they still outrange us, and if we're be out in the plains.
Yeah, so he comes back and says, if they outrange us, then why not bring them into our cubby holes and mountainous terrain where their range is not.
That's what I was suggesting.
Yeah, Josephus is nodding emphatically.
Because I was already saying that, whatever, because keep them as close as possible.
But we have to have select units in order to lure them there. I do have available to me a few lances of scout and recon mechs.
They will need to be very careful.
Well, very careful, but if they can lure them properly, hell, even agitating on comms might get them to get where you want them to go, because they seem to take any insults whatsoever deadly seriously.
That up, I laughed to myself because you guys are horrendously good at that.
Say again?
We're good at pissing people off.
You're good at annoying Clan Smoke Jaguar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm currently driving one of their mechs with a geisha painted on the side. They're probably not happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get over it. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, I mean, about the time that I put the, sphere of metal through their cockpit.
Yeah, just pretty much
like that one hunchback.
I'm just trying to layer it as thick as possible. Of these guys are the biggest egotist in the sphere right now. They will take things so deadly seriously. They will come in probably into a trap if you piss them off right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are suggesting collect all of our forces here on our home turf,
yes,
where we can be well supplied.
Mm-hmm.
And pull them into narrow corridors where we can pick them out one at a time.
Yeah, just
and take away their advantages of range and speed.
I'm going to.
Because if we can just rain LRMs down on them from a safe spot as well, while other units tie them up, that would be fantastic.
Question: is there any color in particular? Well, I'll just use blue.
Sorry if I was trying to I was not meaning steal any of the explaining time or whatever and such.
Oh no. I just thought you were coming at it from a different angle of oh well, blah 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 blah. But no.
No, we were on the same page basically.
I am trying to see this yellow.
Oh, it's easier than my hand.
Wait, oh, that's your hand. Okay.
Oh, this yellow?
Yeah, is that Dusaro? Oh, that's you.
That is me. Yes, that is me.
I'm trying to follow the P
The
trail.
listen.
Trail.
I'm just
What is
pissing all over the board.
this
Don't mind me.
trail?
I will explain very soon. I'm getting ready to suggest specific plans. All right. Don't mind me. Carry on, unless I've just distracted too hard.
This trail is kind of distracting.
All right. Okay. Let me explain. Let me first roll tactics. So, this is Kale just looking at the map, at positions, and figuring out where the best choke points are, more or less. So yeah.
Strategy.
Wow. Strategy.
Okay.
Well, which would this be?
This would still be overall strategy. This is a strategy meeting.
Okay, that's still a 10
Okay. So
total.
Is 1 degree of success?
2 because it's 8, right?
9.
9. Okay. So Kale is basically pointing out here, 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 and here are going to be the best choke points, but specifically what Kale is worried about is right here. Because if we have forces on this side and this side, and they break through this center, one of our flanks is going to have a very bad time.
Good tactic. Roll. So
Actually,
he says tactically we can activate the training grounds right there, and try to throw their mechs off, because even your let me see.
Shadowcat.
Shadowcat.
Yeah, that's a good point. I couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Even your Shadowcat, as he remembered, and you guys got the name right. Even your Shadowcat could not tell until somebody made physical contact with an enemy mech there.
actually, we could use what those mechs that we fought on the training ground, and try to pull the same tactic there as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We could, but
that's assuming that they land in Area 6.
True.
Yeah. Well, Kale is presuming that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Which
as far
hold on. The tactics or strategy.
I mean, stay out of character though.
So he doesn't believe that they'll land in anywhere 6 or Area 6 or go anywhere near Area 6 because it has absolutely no military value to it.
Yes.
It's just a bunch of small little towns. What's the word they use?
So there's. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Effectively, I see only really 2 possible landing points. One is the actual spaceport itself, and the other would be here.
I mean, to be honest, we could probably just convince them to meet us at the training grounds and just pull the same tactic that those rogue mechs did.
Well, I wouldn't want them landing the dropship there.
Not landing, but maybe we could say this is our designated battleground. They seem to follow the samurai code in their own way. They might meet us there.
But another reason behind the piss battle lines is because if the forces are distributed in that kind of a manner,
True.
we have backfield lines that can maneuver wherever they need to go.
So the only reason why they might land over here at this other town is, or other city, is because of Saxa Heidelberg Heavy Industries is located there.
Oh, what do they do?
They manufacture aircraft.
No.
Yeah, we don't
Can
have
we
any of that
requisition
lovely.
some?
I think I'm on the correct continent. If I'm not on the correct continent, then it's People's Protection. It's either People's Protection or Saxa Heidelberg.
So they either make aircraft or they make firearms.
Personal protection firearms, yes.
Okay.
If they make aircraft, can we get some?
No, these are like IC aircraft.
I mean, we can still put lasers on them, can't we?
Wait,
Or missiles.
Shuriken spotter plane is small star-shaped blade designed to be thrown. Oh wait, no. What?
Wait, they make UAVs?
No.
It sounds like you're trying to say like there was some car size ninja star.
Shuriken spotter plane and the Graf Tengu transport aircraft. But when I check Shuriken on Sarna, it says, "Hey, this is a throwing star."
Oh.
Despite their small size, these weapons can be thrown with incredible accuracy and penetration. References: Lost Tech, page 25.
So can we throw these guys at them?
Shuriken or Lost Tech? No.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a spotter plane, and it's just
forked. It's a spot. It's like it's a Cessna.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still put 2 Hellfire missiles on a Cessna.
1 second, I need to grab pizza.
As confused, I think he probably has an idea of how to do that.
Yeah.
Willingly.
Yeah. Ask Cessna, or ask Confused. How much armament can you put on a Cessna?
Willingly making another military target, also in the time span of a week and a half. I don't think is something very viable. But let me double check here. He's like, I don't think we could make it happen in a week and a half. If we had longer, yeah, sure, but not a week and a half. So he was for it, but he doesn't think that it can happen.
Okay.
And based on the different flags on the map, he believes that the Comstar HPG would be their first target, as well as the city there where you guys are doing R&R, since it's one of the major city centers on the continent. Followed by the spaceport, moving through the mountain range and hitting the western mountains for their supplies.
Okay, so I've got 3 things I kind of want to raise. One's addressing a point earlier, and 2 are kind of concerning the transmission. So when we were talking about the potential of running them out of ammo, I was going to bring up the fact that we have been fighting mechs that do seem at least reasonably ammo reliant. Very few of the engagements we've had have been with dedicated energy boats. So we've got to assume that they have at least some methodology of supply lines, but like it's possible that we could run them out of ammo and put them at a disadvantage, especially of heavier guns like Gauss rifles and stuff. We don't really have an estimate on how much ammo they actually carry. And I know some mechs carry very fucking little.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of character, but I don't know that in character. We've not managed to pick up the details of those ones yet. So yeah, she'll bring up the point that draining them out of ammo with fights in terrain that we actually know might well be a very good idea. Point 2, the proclamation that they've sent to us, it sounds like an honor duel. However, historically, honor duels are the sort of thing where one of the parties will determine the time and place. Is it possible within their society that we may also dictate the terms of where and when we engage?
Did you say that was out of character or in character?
That's in character.
Oh, in character.
You don't put someone through Draconis Combine Officer School and give them a pair of katanas and say you
Okay.
don't know you do not know the rules of honor dueling.
That's true.
I have just returned. What did I miss?
He's rolling very mid. He has no argument against what you're saying. Believes
No.
that it's worth a shot to call out a time and a place.
Yeah.
Strategy,
The third,
strategy and protocol wise, he can't make any arguments against what you have said.
Mhm.
So he believes that that is a good idea. And to kind of wrap this session up, to keep it a little short, you guys have been in character. You guys have been going back and forth, throwing out ideas for a few hours now. And Chu-sa Ven says it is getting late. Let us retire at this point.
can I raise my last point before we go?
Okay.
The last point is: has anyone attempted to reach out to them in order to get clarification on some of the terminology they're using? These warriors aren't dumb. They will know that they have differences in between parlance of their own, which is some form of weird style-y English, and our own conversation. We do not understand a lot of these terms. They're a society based on honor. This is just an assumption, but surely in order to have your opponent have a good idea of what is honorable, those terms should be explained.
If I remember correctly, one of them spoke to you about your barbaric tongue not ever understanding their complex language structure.
Well, even if we don't understand their complex language structure, a military commander can tell you how many units are in your formation.
Yeah, I see what Karen's getting at. I mean, the question's basically, you bid a supernova. How many mechs and how many whatever constitute a supernova?
You bid a supernova in your Bachal. What
Define the
does this
term.
mean? Define term Bachal. What does that entail? How can we give you an honorable answer if we do not know the terms of engagement?
He describes you what a nova is, or what a supernova is, which is two novas, which is one mech star and one elemental star, each nova. Equivalent to an augmented lance. So supernova is... He basically says, he doesn't come out and say what a supernova is, but kind of like scoffs at you and says you may bring something equivalent to a battalion, or actually two.
Depends how cocky he is, I imagine.
Yeah, hold on. He probably says a nova is worth one of your battalions.
No, that's fine. That's literally just the thing that I want, is like we can provide you with an honorable answer if we understand the terms of it better.
Yeah.
This is not something difficult to. This should not be something difficult to comprehend.
Well, this is something that you guys are not handling yourselves. It is the militia commander's job. He's handling this. So Chu-sa Ven has contacted them prior.
Right. Okay.
And
So we've got
gets
some
this
more
information,
details.
gets a snide and snarky reply back saying, "Ha, I would bid one of my novas against one of your battalions any day." He doesn't get any real more specific than that. So, other than my supernova of two, consisting of two novas, would be able to best one of your brigades.
Okay.
Brigade, oh boy.
Yeah.
Also,
So he's
if
he's boasting up severely.
also, I'm just gonna put this out for the record. If y'all have any Inferno LR or Inferno SRMs in the stockpile, you might want to load them up.
Let me see here because
And I got a ton or two.
he says the weather on our planet is not go or is going to make Inferno ammo pretty useless, so we hardly ever use it.
Damn, who'd have thought rain was counterintuitive to napalm?
No, snow is.
Temperatures that are consistently below 0.
Frozen water
No
is
fair.
very counterproductive to Inferno missiles. But anyway, okay, so he leaves. All of a sudden you hear beep, beep, beep.
Is that
What's
in
beeping?
the command? What is beeping?
Do a perception check, everybody.
God damn it, can our comms officer not do anything right on his own?
I don't see anything.
No, he can't.
Perception.
That's boxcars for me +4.
I got a 9.
Okay,
I
16.
also got a 9.
boxcars +4. You see what looks like a black briefcase sitting underneath one of the ends of the table with a little green pulsating light that coincides with every beep. It doesn't appear to be getting faster. It's just a nice steady beep.
Here now. I'm gonna grab it and run. with the intent to throw it once I'm outside, just to be clear.
Fucking yeet!
Do another perception.
That is a 10 total.
Okay, you think you hear a voice coming from inside this box. A familiar voice. As you're about to throw it, you stop because you hear a familiar voice, pretty muffled, coming from inside the box.
At that point, I think I would not throw the box.
It's that sort of like awkward, like you're half throwing it and then you're having to hold on and you're sort of windmilling yourself around with it.
You goodness!
No, it's big enough that he would have to chuck it with both arms. So he's holding it
Yeah.
both arms like up above one shoulder.
You start hearing hymns and so on.
Yeah. Can I recognize the voice from under here?
Do another perception.
That is a 6 + 4 for a 10.
You hear Suntory Lance.
Yeah, I'm opening the box. Commander!
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go to the briefcase. Or rather,
Do you come back inside?
Josephus, please bring the briefcase back inside.
You sure you want it inside, Commander? Just want you to verify.
Yes, I would like it inside,
Right.
but close enough to the door that we can throw it just in case.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, what do we got?
Who's opening it?
Can I open it very carefully and cautiously?
As you're doing so, you hear another Suntory Lance. Please respond.
Is there I'm assuming there's a radio or some kind of communication device inside?
Oh no, open it up.
Wait, that's what I said, is I'm going to open it slowly and cautiously, like watching for any kind of, tripwire.
Roll an investigation. All of you roll an investigation, see if you recognize the voice.
Yeah, I don't have investigation, so this is at a -4.
That gives
That's
me
That's a 3 total.
I got a 9 plus a. What is my I keep forgetting what my investigation.
Whoa! Oh wow, I got a -2. I got snake eyes.
Yeah, I got a 12 apparently. Yeah, with my investigation.
Okay. ERC Discord.
What's Where in Discord? What?
Check your DMs.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Is it fucking Kayla?
am I saying this out loud,
Go for it.
Colddawg?
Yep, you were saying that out loud.
That's Chu-sa Hitiro.
Commander. And I'm just gonna pull whatever device is inside. I'm opening at this point.
Okay, opening it, you see just a bulky, what looks like a bulky black briefcase. And on the inside, it just looks like a bunch of very sophisticated comm equipment.
Can't figure out how to operate it.
Okay, no.
Yeah, there's a
just
glowing
out of character. Out of character question. Have we
I
just
know
got a
what this
black
is.
box?
Yes, that's a black
Uh,
box.
there is a glowing green. There is a pulsating green button.
Commander.
Here, another show. Suntory Lance, please respond.
Press the button. Suntory Lance present.
And he says, Suntory Lance, it is good to hear your voice. Chu-sa Tanaka, it is good to hear your voice again. I see you have found my little gift to you that I have left prior to my absence.
Likewise, it is good to hear your voice again. And it's not Chu-sa, is it? He's Chiho or something, I believe.
I believe he is still Chu-sa.
Can I beckon the other commander over so he gets close enough to hear who this is?
I think he's fucked off already.
He's fucked off already, but before he continues, Chu-sa Hitiro says, I need this message to be your ears only and your eyes only, as well as information about this little gift that I have given you needs to be of utmost secrecy. Do you understand?
I understand, Chu-sa. Don't worry, we will make sure this does not leave us. She gives a very pointed look to that one comm operator.
Okay. Chu-sa Hitiro says, we have a plan. I need you on Walcott immediately.
Well, that's a different planet, right?
That is a different
That is a different planet. That's further in, I believe.
Yeah, that's more Terra word. Island. 1 second, I need to let a cat out.
That would be Rimward. His core word is towards the north.
Sorry, further away is my bad. I'm trying to find where Walcott is.
So if you're looking at Hanover, it's left one, down one, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, I'm back.
So
Did we actually? Sorry,
Walcott.
out of character. Should we tell him that we had some spooks try to jump us for our mech?
I don't think that's even worth mentioning at this point.
Yeah,
Probably not at this
we have
stage.
other problems.
Roll protocol.
Actually, I'm
Who?
good at
Everybody?
that.
Okay.
He's addressing Suntory Lance.
13 in total.
I rolled dog shit.
Okay.
I got 10 total.
You should
I got a
should
7.
probably bring it up that there is a lance of ISF going around, parading around as Yakuza.
When you put it like that,
Shows that to as one other thing I do need to update you on arrival at Hanover, a lance of mechs, originally believed to be Yakuza in origin, however later discovered to be ISF, ambushed us with, we believe, the main objective to take or capture the Shadow Cat mech that we have captured. We did see them off, and one of their mechs was destroyed, with others badly damaged. However, it's possible there are others out there.
He goes, I understand. I was hoping that your arrival in Hanover would be a little less thrilling. I will have to speak to my father about this. But for now, I need you and your men on Walcott as soon as possible. You are to leave immediately.
Do we have transport available?
What was the name of our dropship again?
Well, I don't think we had a dropship. We came on a Yakuza dropship.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah, pretty much bring it up. Sir, we came on the Yakuza dropship here. Do we have a designated ship that we can somehow
Borrow. and-
commandeer for the purposes of meeting you?
I've already sent one for you. It shall arrive within 2 days.
Damn.
We'll be on it, Chu-sa.
Out of character,
Yeah.
I swear to fucking God, Colddawg, this better not be another thing where we get ambushed by the spooks as we're trying to get on.
We definitely will, but
go-
that's okay.
Go ahead and roll protocol, Eeyore.
I was doing that out of character, but I have no Draconis protocol. I'm purely Lyran.
Okay, protocol needs what to pass a 9.
I want to
any
roll
of us help?
protocol for something unrelated, actually.
Can I roll for something related?
Well, it is
Eeyore,
related,
What's
but
your negotiation?
It's a. I have EXP into it, but it's a 0. I think. Oh, sorry, it's a 1. My bad.
Okay, well, I'll take negotiation. You do say to Chu-sa Hitiro, it better not be another effing trap.
I was doing that out of character, you know.
Well,
No.
He
You're
didn't
German.
say
You went off the record.
explicitly that he was doing that out of character.
yeah, I know he was, but I want to ease him a little bit. Chu-sa Hitiro assures you that this is a Draconis DCMS dropship.
something I want to roll
Direct-
protocol for.
Directly under his command.
Okay.
I want to roll protocol to see, I can't imagine the governor's going to be too happy about us leaving prior to an engagement. So, all right, that's a total of, that's 9 plus 2, 11. Basically, my question is, can we get any form of orders or something in writing? Yeah, well, probably not. Basically, I'm predicting we're going to have an issue with the governor.
Yeah, he's asking for
planetary
some kind of formal authorization.
Yes.
You wish to have authorization to show that you are not just running from a fight to be branded traitors or running.
Yes.
Yes.
That is coming along on the dropship.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
And again, it will be there in 2 days.
Yeah, just to also explain, sir, ever since we got here, there's been no information regarding Turtle Bay. Everyone was generally confused of who we are, why are we here, and about anyone left of our forces from our unit.
The 14th Legion.
We're pretty much ghost here to a degree.
From what our intelligence has been able to gather, Turtle Bay has been occupied. Edo City was, as I'm sure you know, razed to the ground. Very high casualty rate amongst the civilians there. But as far as we know, no other harm has come to the rest of the planet.
And
That I understand, sir. It's just more of technically we were written off, and I don't believe we're considered a part of the unit. And there was some questions regarding how are we part of that when it was allegedly destroyed.
Oh, so you are speaking as a member of the 14th Legion of Vega. Yes. The rest of our unit was sadly destroyed because it was part of the 14th Legion at this point. The rest of our unit was sadly destroyed, and it has been officially marked as lost. The 14th Legion is lost, unfortunately. However, you are now under the direct command of myself. I know what you all went through on Turtle Bay. To see that you are still alive on Hanover is or shows how great your skills and or luck are to have made it this far. Trying to see here if I don't think the black box is good for me. I'm gonna say they don't.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if they'll go with the whole greed aspect of saying I just want to make sure that I'm still in the considered alive and getting paid.
No, okay, no. Josephus is about to say that. I've got my own way to say it.
Go for it. I want to hear
Yeah.
it.
Chu-sa, with all due respect, I don't mean to sound greedy, but given that we're still fighting for the cause, we would appreciate if we can get back on payroll.
Being paid is in fact nice, yes.
Well, getting paid, but also
Wow.
not being considered dead.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
That's an interesting one.
It's like-
what the hell would this be?
It's pretty much the case of we don't want to go everywhere and be considered KIA everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I mean, Josephus wants to get paid. But
Well, that too, but still.
keep in mind, Josephus is like a step and a half from being a mercenary.
I know, but it's more the case of
As it stands, for all intents and purposes, because we do not trust Comstar either, which is why I'm contacting you through this unofficial channel. You are all considered KIA with the rest of the unit, but you will be brought under my command as a special unit to fight the clans, as we believe that they're going to attack Walcott soon.
my
And
God,
we
we are a
will-
ghost
We
unit.
will have a little surprise prepared for them.
Well,
Josephus just grins when he hears that. Y'all all see him just.
okay, all right. we need a new name. The Ghosts of Vega, or Vega's
That's not bad.
Ghosts, one or the other.
Listen, I mean, yeah,
Ghosts of Turtle Bay, Ghosts of Vega.
no, Ghost of Vega.
Ghost,
because
I like Ghost of Edo City personally.
No.
No.
Very
Ghost of
different
Vega
feng shui.
is a good one, though.
To be honest, though, that would make for a good horror novel, though.
I mean, granted, you can still
Mhm.
keep Suntory Lance because that wasn't really that was your
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, a lance can have a
Personal
name and a nick.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're being reborn into something new because we're technically dead.
Yeah. If we want to lean into it,
It's like
we're the ghosts of the
it's-
Black Watch, but the shitty version.
we have the Black Watch at home.
It's like, look, we got one guy who's gonna knife fight you no matter what, so you might as well.
Honestly, it checks out, really. We have a Whitworth pilot with a death wish.
All right.
Hey, I don't think we have a Whitworth pilot anymore. I got some repairs to do.
Tabletop. Again, one of them spins flat top.
Well, that's the problem. You're using flat dice instead of the ones with the rounded edges. Does make a difference. And also,
I mean, when I hit the R button, it flat tops.
yeah, but I'm just saying it sounds nicer with the ghost of Turtle Bay and such because. Not sorry. What did we originally went on? The
Ghost of
what?
Vega.
The Ghost of
Yeah,
Vega,
Ghost of
because
Vega.
kind of like the Ghost of Rosgrees.
The ghost of what?
Raz.
It's-
Oh, yeah.
Ace Combat.
Oh, I've been rolling mid all night. Anyway, um,
Well, think of it this way: you might end up making what's her name fall on her face again.
true.
I have rolled up and I have rolled down. I have done both.
I haven't done anything. Oh, okay. The militia commander rolled Snake Eyes once, but that was about believing you about the battle armor, or at least understanding about the battle armor.
Mm.
Let me see.
He could not comprehend. His brain just did not understand.
What
It
mech is
just error.
What mech is everybody in? Takan's in the Mauler, Seth is in the Shadowcat, Eeyore's in the Catapult.
And then we have a
Dusaro-
damaged Orion and Thunderbolt.
Oh, I lightly damaged Orion, heavily damaged, possibly critically damaged Thunderbolt.
No,
Actually, no, it's missing an arm. It's just
Dusaro, what are you in at Whitworth?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, witty.
Roll Dusaro and Karen roll negotiation. No.
Negotiation.
What the fuck would it be?
Maybe negotiation or protocol.
God damn it!
Protocol.
Well-
I'd say roll protocol.
All right.
Stole my dice.
No, delete.
What an
those dice.
amazing time to roll 8. All right, 10 total. Actually, with my charisma. Oh no, never mind. That's just charisma.
Negotiation plus protocol, did you say?
Yep,
No, just protocol.
roll protocol.
11.
And Dusaro rolled
10.
Okay. Well, you both beat the governor wholeheartedly. The governor said he was going to reward you, and I think he's rewarding you with the Thunderbolt for sure.
To be honest, though, it would be the easiest thing to repair.
Well, the thing is,
Well,
the
the
Orion was
the
mostly
Orion-
armor damage.
The Orion
Yeah.
and the Thunderbolt are very easy to repair because you're ubiquitous.
Oh, that's
But-
right. I forgot
But
about
the
the
Orion, they feel they can get into action a lot more reliably since it was only armor damaged. So they're holding on to the Orion and they're rewarding you with the Thunderbolt. Since the Thunderbolt was the only technical kill as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to take the Thunderbolt 5S.
I think that's a question for Dusaro.
Listen, unless there's something else they'd rather offer in exchange,
You can
I am.
you can put Inferno ammo in it.
You're not
Or,
wrong.
I mean, it's like, oh, we can't find a large laser. Throw 5 medium lasers in the arm.
Well, I think that common weapons will be able to restock.
Yeah.
I think
Our
that
large
that's
lasers
my
common. Our large lasers
Yeah,
common.
no,
though.
large lasers are C-Tech.
Extremely.
They
Yeah,
are
they're-
they are the same. Large lasers are the same tech level as autocannons.
I'm aware of that, but
yeah,
you know,
regular large
I-
lasers, not
Well,
ERs.
well, sorry, I was going to say you put
Yeah,
5 medium lasers in the hand and call it the 5-finger death.
Death punch.
Death punch.
Death punch.
that would make that would make the fire fist ability horrifying. That would be 25 damage plus punch, all to one location. That all right.
It's got an SRM2, and SRM2 is like perfect for Inferno because it's either 1 hit or 2 hits.
Mm-hmm. Either way, I accept.
Although, I could make that an SRM4 and take out the machine gun. Oh, wait, no, it's got 2 machine guns and a ton of ammo.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
you could.
We
you
could make
get
that an
up to
SRM6.
yeah, but to be honest, though, with the elementals, you never know.
Yeah.
Because that is still 2d6. Was it 2 plus 2d6 against the infantry and battle armor?
Well, yeah, but an SRM6, each missile is 2 plus 2d6.
Yeah.
Are the
True.
arms backwards? The arms are backwards.
They are backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It was jarring last time I was looking at it.
Yeah, like honestly, for readability, I think I prefer the normal sheets to the fancy sheets. As cool as they are for readability, I think the other sheets are better.
Yeah, because the Orion one had a very deceptive section where it was blacked out and it kind of looked like bubbles.
This would be. Is this an introductory?
Introductory tech, yeah, 65 tonner.
Yeah.
I mean,
remove
granted,
one
it
ton.
doesn't need all that ammo in there for the
Ton.
LRM, so you could just take like 1 ton of LRM ammo out and probably
Mhm.
bump up that
Well,
SRM.
I think you want to. I think you want
Yeah.
16 shots of LR.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Okay, because I was not too sure if you're going to do like say.
Well, that's
Well-
even the thing though. Like you could drop 1 machine gun and half a ton of machine gun ammo and upgrade to an SRM4.
Yeah. Or just another heatsink,
Or just another heatsink. Yeah.
Alright, there's a standard sheet.
Okay.
But there's no cool picture.
I mean, we could always say, "Fuck it, I heard about this one thing the Davians did," and just throw in the AC-20.
No. That would require way too much refitting.
That's what I was
Oh,
joking.
Hey, I'm a really good technician.
Is
I was
Man,
joking.
could you?
why? So that's why he did it.
I was gonna say, could you imagine if we'd actually managed to keep a hold of that Ultra AC-20 from
God.
Oh
Today?
my goodness. And just stick that thing in here because little Lamal war crimes.
You can
Well-
fire for 2.5 turns before we're out of ammo.
Well,
What's
think of
up
this
with
way: you just latch yourself on some mech where pull them close and tell them to say cheese.
Alright, focus.
Yes. So yes, Thunderbolt.
So, okay. And are you guys going along with Chu-sa Hitiro Kurita's request for you to come to Walcott?
Do we have a choice?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't exactly say no. I mean,
You could say no.
I,
You could stay
I'm-
here in
I'm-
Hanover.
I'm not saying no to the Son of the Dragon. I'm sorry, that authority comes far higher than anyone on this
Like-
planet.
Kale figures. Listen, we have 2 battalions against their 1, right?
So I just want to confirm, how many days have we been on planet?
Shit, like a bit over 23, about 23 days.
Fuck me.
Hold on. Let me bring up the spreadsheet again.
I'm trying to figure out if I hit my 1 month before we have to leave, so that I can give them the data from my active probe.
I have it in here somewhere.
I'm counting the days.
You're on Hanover through June, and yeah, so it's very late June right now because they will attack in early July. So it has not been.
Okay, and it will
How many
not be a
days?
month by the time we leave.
It by the time you jump out of system, it will be a month.
So we could send the data back, not HPG, but drop ship to planet on the way out.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, we should.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to encode it anonymously, but send it to them. Yes, on the way
You
out.
can put a time code on it.
Yeah.
Make it inaccessible until this time code.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will leave that data because to try and save the lives of my fellow. I
Mhm.
I guess they're planetary militia, not DCMS, but I want to save their lives.
And we all presume that whatever Hohiro has for us is an
Okay,
important mission. So
you hand a data chit to the Chu-sa Ven, the interim commander of the planetary militia forces, and say this data will be inaccessible until 30 days after we have arrived on planet. It should help you in your coming battle. And in return, he says, thank you for everything you have done. We will get your mechs fixed. We'll make sure your mechs are fixed before you leave planet.
I'm back.
We're grateful.
Do you guys tell the planetary militia and the planetary governor who has called you away? Or, if pass, you say who, fail, you say we got called away on DCMS business.
So what I'm just going to make a suggestion to my commander.
Mm.
Commander, perhaps we just tell him we've been summoned by the dragon.
Son of the dragon.
No, I'm using the dragon as the vague phrase to represent the entire DC. Not like the individual person. You know what I mean?
So that would be on the vague side of we've been called away on DCMS business.
Yes.
And so what role are we having to make on this?
Probably protocol for all of you.
All of
I
us?
don't know why the blue's going as well.
7.
10.
Actually, just ask Colddawg. Since I'm purely a Lyran protocol guy, pretty much it's always a -4 for me, right?
Yeah, since it's not Lyran protocol.
Yep.
I know. I'm just asking.
10 for me.
Yeah, 'cause I was
11.
asking-
Okay, so you all agree to say that you have been called away on special assignment by a very high official in the DCMS related to the Kurita family.
Related to the Kurita family and referencing the loss of the 14th Legion.
And in saying that the acting commander and the planetary governor decide not to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like they could have seen that we weren't planning on leaving. This was not our idea.
We've been called away by top men.
We're still going to spend all.
Planetary governor asks you, how were you contacted? You got to beat a 7.
I'm rolling.
On
10. Private courier.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that.
Josephus is messing with his toolkit.
And sorry, what are you rolling? Negotiation? Or...
I don't know. You could just let Dusaro do the talking.
Straight up roll. And if Dusaro blurts out private courier.
I'm no better.
Yeah.
All right, planetary governor
I
says
mean-
we did not receive any dropship communications in, and Dusaro just kind of says like, leave it.
Let it go.
And yeah,
I'm figuring there's that certain look in the DCMS that's just like, don't ask any further questions.
yeah.
This is
There is.
like
That we all know.
Every major house has that. Yes.
Tanaka just looks over and says, "We had a lance of ISF mechs dropped on us on arrival. Do we really want to ask any further questions?"
The planetary governor says, fair point. Thank you for everything you have done for our planet. We again, we will try to make
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, again, we'll make sure that your mechs are fully repaired
Yeah.
before you leave.
I mean, I guess we spend the next day just like giving as much tactical advice as we physically can.
Yeah.
Yes.
And probably telling them to stack the deck in the heaviest mechs they've got, even if it means they're shifting their battalion around a bit. Like, use all the time you have to prepare and prepare choke points and killing areas.
Yeah, use the fast ones to bring them in range of the heavy ones.
And just,
sorry.
and just pretty much, if you can, just have it for any of your LRM mechs, just have a spotter just ready to help them rain something on there, because you're going to need as much firepower as possible that they cannot touch.
One last point that Tanaka specifically says is, if you reply to them with a bid, do not break it.
Kale. Sorry.
Yeah, just if you choose to send a bid and say what you are bidding, do not break it. You'll be able to spare the lives of your men at the very least, and they may be able to go on and fight in other battles.
All right,
Yep.
let's do experience time.
Okay. Can I do one more thing real quick?
What?
Hold.
What?
Kale wants to spend his time specifically before we leave talking to the new, promising mech warriors they may have, just on tactics.
Do you have any
That's it.
instructor traits?
No. I have tactics.
Would not.
Yeah, that falls under the training / something.